Okay, welcome back. Well, should we celebrate? I mean, it was a hard fought week and I made it. Now, the videos didn't end up uploading on the day that they were posted. There was a few glitches, but I really tried to make it every single day. Every single day I did do a video, and almost every single day the button was pushed for them to upload, but they uploaded when they uploaded. And this today, it's Monday again, so it's our mental, and my mental goal is to take steps to grow my YouTube business weekly. So in this video, what I'm actually going to talk about is the last week, and I'm going to vent. I'm going to complain. I'm going to tell you some of the horrible things. So if you don't want to hear it, please turn off. None of us really need any more negativity, I'm sure. But there were a number of times where I'm just like, dude, there's one friend in my life right now that I talk to on occasion. I told her what happened with the device breaking down and going kaput. For that scripture reading, now I can't even read the scriptures to you like I was going to. The iPad, and I've mentioned some of this stuff in other videos, but the iPad had multiple problems. Like I said on that first video, I'd record something and it would come out to be 9 gigabytes. Okay, the video file is 9 gigabytes, and then I put it into Lumafusion and it's 24 gigabytes. And I don't understand. I don't know why. I had to push all sorts of buttons to get that to lower and lower and lower and lower just to get it up to YouTube. And I mean, the video ended up looking okay, but that keeps happening. And for me to store that footage, my storage device is going to go through the roof real quick, and that's expensive. So I don't know. I don't understand how to do it. I don't like technology at all. So even for me to do the voice recording for the scriptures yesterday and then read on the same screen, like that split screen, for me to figure out how to do a split screen was a big deal. For me to figure out how to upload a video was a huge deal. And I had to figure that out last time I did this, but now YouTube 2 years later, the whole format looks different, everything is different. And it wasn't letting me, they have YouTube, and then when you're a creator, they have something called the YouTube Studio, and it was not letting me upload it at all in the studio. So of course, going through all these videos, sometimes the thing is you have a question, you can end up watching 10 YouTube videos before you get the answer that works for you. And so it's a huge time sink, and it's frustrating for me because I'm not naturally inclined to this stuff, the technology, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So this week has been such a struggle, daily videos. And some of you have commented, whoa, that's a lot to bite off. There's a lot of YouTubers that say that they get burned out and you're setting yourself up for failure. And I know that because I've heard those YouTubers say that, and I'm afraid of that. I am afraid of that. And this week tells me that it's a real fear because I'm feeling a burn. But the reality is, if I could just record the video, number one, if I had an auxiliary camera, because that's part of the problem. I'm going to show you the environment I'm in, okay? There's a bunch of chairs in here. This is where I've been recording all week, and I feel bad. I feel bad because I'm not purchasing anything here, okay? And I don't want to be an eyesore, and I understand how the general public feels about the homeless, okay? And I think sometimes we need to show more compassion for our fellow man, and at the same time, I understand those feelings, Especially if somebody comes in here with all of their stuff and they're filthy and da-da-da-da-da-da. I totally understand. Now, I only bring in my small backpack. I don't bring all my stuff in. My clothes, despite the fact that I don't shower as often as I would like, my clothes don't look terribly clean. My clothes don't look really dirty, and I try to keep them as clean as possible. However, sometimes it is what it is. My hair looks greasy. They see me in the same clothes every single day. So I don't like to re-frequent a place. I don't like it because it makes me feel uncomfortable, but I also feel like I'm making them feel uncomfortable, and I don't like to do that. However, because of the circumstance I'm in, because I don't have an extra camera to put this 11-inch whatever iPad, to carry that around somewhere or to go I can go just outside and do this in front of a bush. It is freezing outside all week. It's been raining. It's in the lower 30s. It's going to be in the 20s. And it's been raining and everything else. And once this stuff gets wet, I'm done for. Anyways, it's just, I don't stay here all day. I just try to come and record. But the problem is, and the biggest struggle for me has been that I know a lot of you guys say, hey, don't worry if people are, coming through your videos or sitting next to you and da-da-da. We enjoy listening to it. It's not a big deal. But the subject, number one, it's me. It's a me problem, okay? All of my life, if I'm on a phone call, and I mentioned this in another video, if I'm on a phone call with a friend, and especially if it's like an in-depth phone call, but even just light stuff half of the time, like I'll walk out of a room if somebody else is in that room so they can do whatever they want to do. It's a courtesy thing, and also so that I can have some privacy with this friend, and concentrate on them. Most women are multitaskers. I'm not. When I'm talking on the phone, I'm talking on the phone. Like, that's what I'm doing. So you want me to cook and talk on the phone at the same time, the food is not going to be edible. So that's how I just naturally am. I like that level of privacy. But now, on top of it, here I am in this eating room. Mostly it's the employees that come in here and eat. So they take their break. They've seen me in here multiple times. And I'm talking out loud about homelessness. So I know a lot of you are like, hey, don't worry about it. But just even if I got over that privacy sort of thing, that personal thing for me, the subject is hard to just talk out loud with people who probably don't. You clicked on the video, so you want to hear about it. They aren't consenting to that. They don't want. Most people don't even like to look at the homeless. They like to pretend they're not there. So, it's embarrassing. And again, I'm sure they know, our society who comes in here in the same outfit all the time. My shoes look terrible now. My hair's again, like, I'm sure they know. Come in here with my bag, and then I have a little, just Walmart sack that I, carry my lunch in right now. So, and this is not Walmart. Anyways, it's just embarrassing. The subjects, the things I should say, the depressingness of it. I feel like a spectacle. Today and every other day, one of the reasons why doing this video thing has been such a struggle is because this is the only place where I can be indoors, so I'm not freezing to death, I'm not getting rained on, I'm not getting harassed, I'm not getting bothered. I can have some level of privacy. In the area that I'm in right now, I'm not going to be outside recording these videos on this iPad. So that leaves me inside. I can't do it in Starbucks. YouTube will take the videos off if they hear music in the background, because that's copyrighted material. So I can't do it where and they do have music in the background here, and so I'm very grateful that YouTube isn't hearing that, and that you guys don't really hear it very well on here. But Starbucks blasts it, Del Taco blasts it, a number of other places, but also that eating area is very small and people are always there. Here, it's a hit and miss. But the thing is I've come all times during the day, and I'm like, and then invariably I will turn record on, and somebody will come in and just sit down, and they're sitting right there, So today, 2 women came to sit down, and they weren't workers, they were just patrons. They came in and sat down, and I swear they were here for like 3 hours, and they must have taken 100 photos of themselves. They really, really liked their own image. So I waited, and I'm like, okay, I need to be effective with my time. What else can I do? And, so I'm sitting here editing another video, or I'm trying to do other things. But with my mind frame and my capacity right now, I'll try to do other things, and if I can see something that's concrete enough, I will do it. But sometimes I get stumped It's like it took me so much energy and effort to get here to do this. The waiting game back and forth, the turning it on and turning it off and turning it on, and you guys don't even know how many videos like are actually just like 5-minute cuts of 45-minute footage. So that's one reason why doing these videos has been a struggle, because I just, especially for my mentality, okay, especially for my bubble sort of problem, if you want to call it that, my personal space, just wanting to have a private conversation, but also the subject matter, and like I said, and my mentality on top of it. But it's just, my life is so chaotic. There's so much chaos that for me to do this, like, that probably wouldn't bother somebody else who doesn't have those idiosyncrasies anyways. Plus, their life is stable and they have some regularity and structure to their life. Because I have no regularity and no structure to my life, this being one more thing that can't be concrete, that can't have some structure to it, it's almost like another, somebody told me not to use the word failure, but it is my word. It is, and I understand what they were saying, you know, putting negative words out there, but it is what it is right now. This is all I can say. I have a hard time. You can see it in some of the videos. My mind is not what it used to be. So I have a hard time thinking of other words. When I come and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to walk over and I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do this. And then I get here and there's a hurdle and there's a hurdle. And then the iPad goes bad. And then there's something wrong with this. And then it almost deletes all my footage. And then, you know, I put it on the storage device and the screen goes blank and it completely powers off. With my storage device in there working on something, which, you know, again, I have like this trigger receptor of just like this really negative traumatic experience when I lost all that footage. And oh my gosh, it's happened a few times this week where the screen will go blank, the thing will turn off, and my footage is on there, or that, and I don't know if it's the iPad, I don't know if it's the storage device, I don't know. It's really cold outside, and I don't know if, this iPad especially, it's one of the reasons I hate Apple. They're so expensive, and their items do not work nearly as good as other items. They don't. On Windows devices, it's so, for a chump like me trying to do technology cut and paste, it's so obvious and easy, right? Not on the iPad. It's not, And then what was I saying? See, I lost it. I have no clue what I was saying. Oh, it's freezing. So this iPad, Apple devices, they get a little hot and they're just done for. They just turn right off. I'm sorry, but the last phone that I had was $25. I bought it off of Craigslist for $25. It lasted me 8 years. It's LG Stylo 1. So it's a really old phone. I bought it used, so it lasted me so many years. The guy before that, I don't know how long he had it. They don't even make the LG anymore. That phone was just fine forever. Now, because it was so old, the camera was terrible, right? So not even usable at all. But it never turned off in the heat. I could leave it a ton of places where it'd get up to 100 degrees, 110, whatever. That phone never had a problem. So the iPad does. And I'm wondering if, because it's so cold right now, either the storage device or this iPad, they're just having problems. The iPad's also having problems with all of this footage that I'm trying to put on it. And it started being glitchy right before the beginning of the year. It just started being glitchy right before the beginning of the year. And then I've tried to do all this stuff this week, and it's being even more glitchy. And I don't know how to fix these problems. I don't know how to even do anything. So I'm realizing that this iPad isn't good enough. It's only, it doesn't even have enough storage space. And so, yeah, I took a few videos and they're stored on there and they're going from 9 gigabytes to 24. I don't know why. But on the storage, it's when it's stored in my photos, it's still at the 9 gigabytes. But then I go into iPad storage and it says that I have like 80 gigabytes in my photos album. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. So I went through and I wiped everything, put it on the auxiliary, the outside storage Samsung disk that I have, and wiped everything off the photos. Still says that. So it still won't let me use anything, won't let me record anything. Like, hate technology, but I really don't like Apple either. I don't have any, it better not fail on me. So yeah, I told you, I talk to this friend every now and again, and when that reader failed and telling her about the problems with the iPad and everything, and she's like, wow, you're really not meant to be doing what you're doing, huh? And I'm like, dude, don't say that. And if she ever watches this, I love you, but that's the thing. Like, I want somebody to have a little bit of belief in me. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of belief. Oh, this is something that you've chosen? Yeah, you know? Just a little bit of belief. Hey, you're good at that. Hey, that's why your comments do really mean a lot to me. I hope it is making a difference to somebody. It's kind of ironic because I started filming again at the beginning of this week, and I've lost a lot of subscribers. I'm in a negative, so I was better off not. For YouTube to actually become a business, I have to have over 1,000 subscribers. So I'm grateful that whether or not I have that many actual subscribers, because most of them left when I fell off the face of the earth. I don't blame them. But that still says 1,000, and that's still, as far as YouTube goes, a check mark for me to get towards their monetization program. The other thing that you have to have is 4,000 watch hours. 4,000 watch hours, and that's a lot. And you know what? This is actually a good subject for tomorrow. So I'm going to postpone what I was about to say for tomorrow. Anyways, going back to the struggle recording the actual video and struggling with the lack of structure holding me back. If I had an extra camera, it would be easier because I could do it while I'm walking around. I could do it, wherever I am. I could do it just right when I wake up. I could find places that are a little more private and that I'm also kind of a little less obvious, more covert. I can turn the camera on and off really quickly, and it's not some big iPad with a keyboard connected to it. Plus, the other thing is it's overwhelming, and it's been very difficult this last week, and it does make me want to be like, okay, am I really going to be able to do this? But, and I don't know what I said. My mind is really going. These might be early signs of dementia. I don't want to stick around for that. Plus, if all I had to do was actually just record, and again, if I had a camera where I could just do it as I went, oh my gosh, like that would be so much easier, and I'd feel more successful because I could just do it as I went, and I'd be like, oh, I'm done. I did it. I accomplished that goal for today. Like, build me up. But it's really the editing. I mean, even after I record, I wait all this time for people to leave, whatever, and then in middle of that, I am active. I'm trying to do stuff to figure out how to record or to figure out how to solve a problem. And man, if I didn't have to do that and all I had to worry about was just the recording, that's something I need to get better at for sure, because this editing takes forever because of my mental blocks and my ums, and that first video I really didn't edit. The other ones I did, they were much longer. I need to get much better at that, especially if I paid somebody else by the hour to do it. But, if this goes well and if I'm able to get myself financially back on track and this goes well as well, then that's absolutely the first thing I would offload, and I would pay somebody to do that. That would be my first business expense, because it's taking me so many hours to do this editing, and I'm not even really good at it. I mean, it doesn't look wonderful in the end, My cameras are not that great. Like, Well, the camera situation probably wouldn't change. I'd just be sending it off for somebody to edit. So yeah, if all I had to do was maintain daily recording and I had a camera that went around with me, my environment does inhibit certain things, but I can get out of that environment to do it. So yes, it would be preferable if the weather was a little bit more manageable as well, because no matter where I went, but provided those things, I think I could do daily recording and not fail at this. But I'm not going to be in that position to pay somebody to edit for a really long time. So the only thing I can change right now, which I need to change, I need to find another location, which means I'm moving completely because there's no locations around here. I need another location, a library or something. Most of these libraries don't have private rooms, and they're small and they're chock full of people. It's like sitting in Starbucks, except that you're not hearing the music, but you're also not allowed to just talk out loud. So that doesn't help me as far as recording. I need to figure a way through that because I can't stay here. This isn't working. I'm grateful for them, not hassling me, not saying anything. Most people try to be courteous and not say anything if they can help it, but they've been nice too. So what kills me right now is the tech challenges and all the recording. And it fills me with anger, having to figure them out. So anyways, okay, end of my rant. There's a few solutions in this rant. Number one, I need to find another location. Number two, I need to get my finances to the point where I can buy a camera. Those are the two things. And number three, obviously this particular goal, steps to grow my YouTube business weekly. So I need to keep learning and growing and, watching other videos, how to do certain things and how to edit. I'm going to have to learn all that stuff. And by the time I have enough money to offload to somebody else, I'll probably be fairly good at it. Not like great, but I'll probably be fairly good at it. But still, it's a time consumer, and it's not something that would be a cost I would do, so that I could figure other things out on making the business grow faster. So we did find some solutions and some weaknesses and some things that I need to work on. And it's been a long day already, and I'm tired already. I don't know, my mind's all over the place. So, talk to you tomorrow.